Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the creative series. You may not recognize, well, you might recognize a few things, but it looks a little different. That's because today we're going to be a little bit of doing a little bit of modded creative. Let me just explain real quick. I am working on a mod pack called the Modacy with a dual get. It's going to be a mod pack centered around exploring. There's tons and tons of items and mods involved, and it's all really, really well done. I mean, like, this is one of the best mod packs I've ever seen just because how much time a dual get has put into it. If you type in custom, you can see all the items that a dual get has made custom for this mod pack, so you can tell just how much work he's put into it. Of course, it's a work in progress, but yeah, like I said, there's an incredible amount of work going into it. And one of the most fun parts about the mod pack is that you get structures that spawn in naturally. So that's what I'm building right here. Let me give you a demonstration. Alright, so if we go to create new world, we'll just do new world 2. Game mode, I guess we'll do creative. And just create the world. It's going to take a little bit to load up here, but in just a second you're going to see a whole bunch of structures spawning. Now, granted, we have not yet balanced any of the structures, so they're going to be a lot of the same structures and stuff like that, but you'll see in just a second. So we're doing things with custom biomes. There we go. We see just a few things right here. So you might see a lot of the same structures spawning. Here's just a little sneak peek. We got an outhouse here. And there's tons of Easter eggs in all the structures. They're all custom made by me and a dual get and the other people helping us with the mod pack. You can see some of the other stuff we've made. Looks amazing. So yeah, keep in mind, like I said, that they're not balanced yet and that we still have to make a lot of structures. But there will be tons and tons of structures spawning in the many new biomes added by the mod pack. And right now you're just seeing some of the structures spawning in around this area. So it's pretty awesome, if I do say so myself. It's super fun to go exploring. The mod pack is all about going on adventures and seeing what you can find, and then maybe building a base of your own amongst a village that spawn naturally. So basically, we've got a lot of work to do, a lot of structures to build for different biomes, and I figured to sort of build up some hype for the game and give you guys, or for the mod pack, and give you guys a bit of a sneak peek, I could show you. So here's just another crazy example. We've got just randomly in the middle of the forest, we've got a ruins with rocks and stones around and animals spawning and leaves from the forest and grass. It looks really, really great. We've got an ore. So yeah, the point is we've got a lot of building to do in order to make it so we have enough structures that it doesn't get repetitive, and there's always something new to find. So that's what we're going to be working on. So we're back here on the creative world, and you could just see an example of what we've done. This is a build I did a few episodes ago in this series, on the creative series, and we loaded it in. We converted it to use all different blocks, all cool new blocks, as you can see, and then we decked out the inside, so there's plenty of cool stuff to find. We've got all sorts of awesome stuff inside here that you can find, and there's so much to explore, and this is just one building. So if you found this, it might spawn in any sort of biome, and then you could go explore all the different rooms. So let me just show you how it works with the load wand here. We loaded in some of the many structures over there, but if I just go and right click a block, I can load up something small, hopefully like a melon farm. Load that up, and that's one of the things that might spawn randomly in the game. So right now we're working on basically converting some of my builds. We finished that one. We need to work on this ice castle, and then I've been doing stuff for the specific biomes. There's a biome with this stuff called witchwood, so I did a whole witch-themed town that I can show you guys some of the stuff. There's a witch hut here. You can see the sort of guillotine and the torture devices to try and see if they're witches, kind of witch hunt themed. And then over here, I've been working on a lot of nether builds that will just spawn randomly in the nether. See, we've got a sphinx here, sort of nether clock tower, stuff like that. So it's definitely really, really fun. It's going to be really cool. But I just wanted to work on some builds here with you guys today. So I'm going to pick out a biome and do a bunch of biome-specific builds today while I tell a story. And then at the end of the episode, I can go through, explain what everything is, explain how it's going to look and spawn in the game. And yeah, we can have some fun with that. So I'm going to get working here. Enjoy.
Alright guys, so it's time for the story, and lately on the channel, I've started up an old series called Pink and Purple Play Castle Crashers. It's been a long time since we played that, and for those of you that don't know, I'm purple and my brother Kyle is pink, and he is 5 years older than me, so let's see, he's 23 now already? Is that true? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, yeah, that sounds about right. Wow. My, how time flies. But anyways, we're best friends, my brother and I, which is pretty great because a lot of siblings, a lot of them get along, but I've never seen two siblings get along as well as my brother did. So in light of the, as well as me and my brother did. So in light of the, Pink and Purple Play Castle Crashers series coming back, I thought I'd tell a few stories about me and my brother. Because, the reason we're so close, I think, is, he always liked me a lot, and I always would just watch him play video games for hours and hours. And then he babysat me for, like, every single summer. While my parents worked, it was just me and him hanging out all summer long. So I think that's one of the big reasons we get along so well is because of all that. And then it became a tradition. We never stopped hanging out, so we still love to spend time together. But anyhow, I thought I would tell you guys our favorite story ever. And I'm pretty immature, just so you guys know. This is kind of like a first grade potty story, pretty much. But it's pretty hilarious. So the story goes, my mom and me and my brother all read Harry Potter together when we were really little, and it's one of the things that makes her feel the closest to her kids is how we used to, watch Harry Potter. We read all the books together, we watched every single movie, so it was something that really meant a lot to her. And so we went to see, as a family, the midnight showing of the last Harry Potter movie. The very last one, Deathly Hallows Part 2. And we were actually in Vermont, not in my home state, because we have a cottage up there. But anyhow, so we're in Burlington, Vermont. We're at this movie theater. And so the first thing is there's like an hour wait before the movie because you had to get there early because there was a huge line. So we had to wait for like an hour, maybe 2 hours for the movie to start. And so my brother and I went ahead and got a large jumbo popcorn because we realized there were free refills. We didn't realize that at first. We bought the popcorn, and then later we realized there were free refills on the jumbo popcorn. So we had been eating this popcorn, and all of a sudden, it's like 10 minutes before the movie's gonna start, and we still have this jumbo popcorn that we were kind of saving for the movie, but we realize there's a free refill, and we want to get it before the movie starts so we don't have to get up and leave the movie. So we go, and we're like, all right, we got to eat this now. So we eat it as fast as we possibly can, and we basically finish the jumbo popcorn in 15 minutes. Maybe less, maybe like 10 minutes before the movie, and then I went and got a refill, and you should have seen the look on the guy's face. He was like, already? You finished it already? It was pretty funny. Because that's what it was. We had planned to wait till like 10 minutes before the movie started to get the popcorn, so that it would still be hot and nice, and so we only had like 10 minutes to finish the first round before we could get refills so that we wouldn't miss any of the movie. Anyways, so we had eaten that, and man, we were stuffed, and it wasn't settling quite right, but I'll get back to that later. So anyhow, the movie was pretty hilarious at some points. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a part where Voldemort gives a hug to Draco, and it's horribly awkward. Basically, anytime Voldemort's in the movie, it's horribly awkward. There's this one part where he made this noise. It's Harry kills one of the last Horcruxes, if not... No, it's one of the last ones. After he goes into the room that... So, sorry about this spoiler alert, I guess, but after he goes into that room that changes to whatever you need it to be and kills that Horcrux, it just cuts to Voldemort and he goes like... And we died laughing, and no one else in the theater was laughing. It was like a really powerful moment, but Voldemort was just like... It was the funniest thing in the world, and my brother and I just started cracking up. So you can just tell our maturity right there. But anyways, there were a bunch of teenage girls sitting behind us at the movie too, and this is especially funny because the whole time we were watching the movie, they're crying. Like I remember Dobby died in the last part, right? Part 1, Dobby died. But as soon as the movie comes up, it starts with Dobby's funeral, and they're sobbing behind us, and we were like, are you serious? So we were like, oh my goodness. But then these girls, it's like halfway through the movie, and it's at a really quiet part of the movie when all of a sudden I just hear like from right behind us. And I knew it was them. I knew it was the teenage girls. There were no one else sitting behind us. And my brother and I, you're not supposed to laugh when someone else farts in public. Like, if it's not your friend, if it's someone you don't know, you can't laugh. That's like against the rules. That's against the fart rules. So we held in our laughter. But then one of the girls' friends just was like, and as soon as we heard that, it was like all bets were off. And my brother and I started dying laughing. We were just cracking up. And it was especially embarrassing because then the girls started laughing, and they knew what we were laughing at. They knew how immature we are. And then, get this, it happened a second time. It happened a second time, like half an hour later, like from right behind us. And we just, like, this time we didn't even try to hold in the laughter. We just started laughing really hard and hoped they didn't judge us too bad. So that was really, really funny. But then... here comes a real immature part. The most insane fart moment of my entire life happened. And my brother and I still laugh about it to this day. So, as I said, we had eaten that giant jumbo popcorn, and it was not sitting well. I don't know if you guys have ever stuffed yourself that full of popcorn before, that fast, but it just, like, it doesn't digest. You know how if you eat corn on the cob sometimes, or even just corn, sometimes it'll come back out as just corn. We don't do a good job of digesting corn. The same rules apply to popcorn. And so there were things happening in our stomachs, but you can't fart in a movie. Like unlike those girls, we had some decency. And so my brother and I, we didn't know each other was doing it, but we were both holding in farts like the entire movie. It was a very painful experience, might I add. But so the movie finally ends. We go out to the restroom, and we also had to pee real bad because we had drinks and whatever. So my brother and I go into the restroom, and the restroom is just full of people. I mean, like, there's so many people. They had like a row of 10 urinals, and like all of them were pretty much taken. So my brother and I go into the restroom, and basically every guy who saw the movie is in there. And then 2 of the urinals open up, so we go and sit at the urinals next to each other, might I add. And so we're peeing, and my brother lets out the most incredible fart I have ever heard in my life. And I know what you're thinking, like, believe me, this was amazing. I've never heard anything like it to this day. I didn't think it was possible, to be honest. I'll give you just a demonstration here. I hope you don't mind. But it was about 10 seconds long and just the most powerful thing. Just like... like, I'm not even kidding. It was the most amazing fart I've ever heard in my entire life, and he let it out in the busiest public bathroom I've ever been in my life. And so he immediately just starts like doing that pathetic cry laugh when you're laughing really hard, but you know it's pathetic, and so you're just like, you know what I mean? And so then I start laughing, but I had so many farts in me that with each ha of my laugh, a little fart came out. So I was like, ha 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 ha, and simultaneously like, and everybody's looking at us at this point. We're just filling this public restroom with farts. We're laughing at like, and screaming at the top of our lungs. It's really, we're making a scene. We are making a scene. And then to top it all off, so he lets out his big fart, I let out all my farts. You know, we got to get out of there. I'm done peeing. I'm trying to zip up, get out of there as soon as possible. When all of a sudden, in a stall, you just hear like a splash noise, like a horrible splash noise. And then you just hear this black guy go, "Ah, shit." So one right after another. It was like long fart, puffy farts, fart laughs, and then that guy. And basically the restroom was in pandemonium. Everybody was trying either not to laugh or not to like throw up or not to punch us in the face. I don't think anyone else was laughing. They were all just really uncomfortable. I can't blame them. It was the most ridiculous situation. So my brother and I are like sprinting out of the bathroom. I'm like laughing my butt off, literally. I'm laughing the farts out of me. And I bumped into this guy, like this huge, like 7-foot tall guy on the way out. And I like just running. We ran out of that bathroom. I'm not even kidding. We just ran. So anyways, that's our favorite story that we love to tell, my brother and I, is the story about all the farts. And so yeah, that was our Harry Potter experience for the last movie. But yeah, and the best part was, our cottage was like an hour away from the movie theater. Things are pretty spread out in Vermont, so it was like an hour car ride home, and we were just laughing the entire car ride home. We were laughing. It was so funny. We didn't get over it either. We stayed up like all night laughing about it. We're still not over it. We still laugh about it to this day. It's pretty sad. So that's just a look into the immature humor that is my brother and I's. I'm sure if you've watched Castle Crashers, you'll get a little bit of a taste of it. But yeah, that's our favorite story, and I hope you enjoyed the fartastic masterpiece. All right, guys. Well, we did a lot of work this episode. Time to explain it all, I guess. I mean, I guess all this nether stuff was here, so you've seen all that. You saw my witch stuff. We did work on this oriental building over here, which I think is going to look really, really cool, especially with these nice glowing lamps. Basically, all I did so far was replace the roof with red wood, and it's going to spawn in the cherry biomes where there's like lots of pink trees. It's going to be really beautiful. So now I just got to work on the interior, which I'll admit is not my strong point when it comes to buildings, so I'm going to get some help. I mean, I can usually make it work, but I don't know all of the furniture that's in the mod pack, so I'll get a dual get to help me out like he did with that one, and hopefully we can make something cool of it. This stuff over here is for some snow biomes, especially there's like an icy biome where snow golems spawn, so I figured I'd make a few different kinds of candy canes. They can spawn in all different rotations. And maybe I'll make even more different heights, and they'll spawn semi-frequently, almost like an extra tree in the biome, but not quite so often. And then I've got this big candy cane here, which will be rare, of course. And then up in the sky in the snow biome way above where you're walking around, I was thinking there could be some snowflakes, so I designed a few snowflakes that'll spawn way up there. Some of them are 3D, some of them are just flat, but they'll spawn in with different rotations. I might make more, smaller ones, bigger ones, if need be. But those are just some ideas I had, and I can't wait to build more ice buildings. there's that one, of course, but we definitely we're going to want to build even more stuff. I might do a few more episodes of this on the creative series, and then we can go back to the normal not mod pack building. But, you know, building is building. Even though I have some extra blocks and a little bit more to decorate with, this could basically be built in vanilla, more or less. So it's really, it just gives me a little bit more opportunity. So let me explain some of the builds here. This is a totem pole I made that'll just spawn kind of rarely, and it's just a little decoration pretty much. And this right here is like sort of like a Greek Parthenon looking thing, but more Egyptianized. So we've got some Egyptian hieroglyphics, and I like the cyan color. It's kind of an Egyptian color, I guess. We've got this, I think jungle leaves look really good with sandstone, so I built this big fountain aqueduct thing. It doesn't really have a use, but it looks kind of cool. And then, yeah, that would just spawn in the middle of the desert. You can picture it. It would look pretty cool. This right here is supposed to be poking fun at Burning Man. I might make a better man. That's pretty stupid looking, but that's kind of the point. And then these will spawn with fire on them, and hopefully this will catch fire. So that when it spawns in, basically, if you see it in the distance, it'll already be burning. And by the time you get there, it'll mostly be burnt, hopefully, is the goal. And this is supposed to spawn with a villager in it, just a little marketplace thing. Now over here, we've got another fountain that I made. We've got a random tiny little house here that I put a gold block in. We've got a burning cactus. I don't know why. I don't know. And then kind of like the candy canes, I was thinking random little jungle leaf shrubs of different heights and sizes could spawn. Over here we've got just a random kind of jungle platform thing. Really no use. I was thinking maybe I'll put some sort of mob spawner here. I don't know. I'll have to talk about it with a dualgit. And then over here, this is all one big build. It's just kind of like a little village. In addition to the vanilla villages, it's more deserty. There's houses stacked on top of each other, all sorts of scaffolding around. This one was really fun to build. We've got a little hut here with some horses. We've got a bunch of different types of sheep, even the rams here. We've got pots scattered all around. I need to do a bit of interior decorating around here to finish it off, but for the most part, it's looking pretty good. And then this is kind of mocking the church from the vanilla village, but it's got a little bit of a different look to it. So, well, hopefully this all looks really cool when it spawns into the game naturally. And I'm going to keep working on more and more stuff. I might do a little bit more desert stuff. I want to do a lot more snow buildings. And then I want to do just a lot of random houses. Just houses. Small little tiny huts that would spawn in any biome, really. And I also want to work on converting some of the builds from the Red Cube server that I worked on. I'm thinking the haunted house would be a really, really cool build if we can get that. And other stuff like that could look really cool. The brick buildings I built on there, anything else I really built on there would look awesome. So hopefully we can do that. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for this time, guys. It just started raining outside real hard. I don't know if you can hear that. But anyways, yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you liked the story as well. And yeah, hopefully you don't mind if I do a few more episodes of this. I know it's not strictly vanilla, but it's still building, and it's still, exercising your creativity. You've just got an expanded palette, right? So hopefully you guys don't mind this because I have to do the work on the mod pack either way. So either I do it, or I do it and get some episodes out of it for you guys. So I think the latter is the better choice. But anyways, leave a like if you did enjoy it, and leave a comment with your suggestions on what to build for the mod pack. And I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.